Here we have a SAT math question. There is a circle given over here. Let's go to the information. In the circle shown above, AB is the diameter. AB and C are perpendicular to each other. If AD is 2 units long and DB is 8 units long, what is DE over DB? Okay, so in the given circle, AB is the diameter. Even though AB is the diameter, it is also a chord. So the two chords are intersecting inside the circle. The chord CE and chord AB, and also AB and CE are perpendicular to each other. That is, the chord AB and the chord CE intersect at a right angle. Okay, whenever two chords are intersecting inside a circle at a particular point, the lengths of the product of the lengths of the segments of one chord is equal to the product of the lengths of the segments of another chord. Okay, first let me consider the chord CE, and we have the two segments CD and DE. Now I'm going to find the product of the lengths of these two segments CD and DE. It must be equal to the product of the lengths of the segments of another chord AB, that is AD times DB. Okay, so here there is an information that is diameter AB intersects chord C at a right angle. That means they are perpendicular. That means they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, whenever the diameter is perpendicular to a chord, then the diameter will bisect the chord. That means the diameter of the circle will divide the chord inside the circle into two equal parts. So that means the length of the segment CD, the length of the segment DE in the chord CE must be equal, because the chord CE is bisected by the diameter AB. The reason is AB is perpendicular to CE. Okay, if I assume the length of the segment CD as X, then the length of DE also must be X, because they are equal in length. Okay, now we can plug in the length X for CD over here, and for D also we have the same length X. And for AD, the length is given in the question, that is 2 units. We can plug in 2 for this AD. And for DB, we have the length in the question, that is 8. So 2 times 8. So here, when I multiply this X and X, I'm getting X square equals to, when I multiply this 2 and 8, I'm getting 16. Okay, now I have to solve for X in this equation. So for that, I have to get rid of the square over here. To get rid of the square, I have to take square root on both sides. So whenever I take square root on both sides of an equation, for one of the square roots, I have to consider positive or negative sign. So I consider positive or negative sign for the square root on the right side over here, because it contains a number inside the square root. Okay, here on the left side, the square root and square root cancelled. I'm just getting X equals to positive or negative. So square root of 16 is just 4. I'm getting two values for X. One is positive 4 and other one is negative 4. Actually, X represents the length of the segment CD and DA as well. So the length of a segment can never be a negative value. So we can ignore the second value of X, negative 4. We can consider only the first value, the positive value of X, that is 4. So now we can replace the X over here by 4. So this is 4 and this is 4. And the length of AD is 2 and the length of DB is 8. Okay, now so we have the lengths for all the 4 segments, the 2 segments of chord CE, the 2 segments of chord AB. Okay, so the target of the question is to find the value of DE over DB. Okay, let me write it over here. So DE over DB. So what is the length of DE? The length of DE is 4 units. We can write 4 over here. The length of DB is 8 units. 8. We can simplify. 4 goes into 4 one times, 4 goes into 8 twice. So it's 1 over 2. Now I got the value of DE over DB. So the value of DE over DB equals to 1 over 2.